Good Monday evening, everyone. It is July the 22nd, and we have all the newsy news, but none of the hearing news. We all need a cleanser. I tried to watch that thing. Good evening, Wolfram. Thank you for your mod work. Alice G, good evening. I hope everyone is having a good night. I don't know about you guys, but I played with my new electronical punching thing. So, fair warning, my hair will probably be a wig tomorrow because I don't know if I'll be able to use my arms. Alice G, it was pretty good, though I will say I got maybe 40 minutes into the political kabuki theater and had to go use my new punching thingamabob. And while I might not be ready for Cobra Kai yet, if Simon the matching game comes back in sentient form, in 1 year, I think I'll be able to beat him. So, I'm the hero, I'm montaging. If he ever comes back as a sentient, oh gosh, Jaeger from, oh gosh, Pacific Rim. I have boys, we watch that all the time. I will be ready for him. Our first story is about a hero dad who tried to save his twin toddlers from an oncoming train, but passed away for his bravery. And then those look like his twin daughters. A hero Australian dad was killed trying to save his twin toddlers after their stroller rolled in front of a train, miraculously saving one of his young daughters. Good evening, Flux and Tamara, good evening. Endal Runwall, 40, and his wife were at a Sydney station around 12:30 p.m. on a Sunday when they took their hands off the handle for a very short time. The police superintendent Paul Dunstan said the stroller then rolled onto the tracks with the two young girls, or the 2-year-old girls in it. The dad jumped down and tried to save them as his wife screamed in horror, according to the Sydney Morning Herald. The dad was trying to lift the stroller to the platform when he was struck by the train. One of his daughters was also unfortunately struck by the train, while the other one was found on the tracks, largely untouched, Dunstan said. New South Wales Premier Chris, it has to be Chris, it can't be Christ. Chris Minns was among those praising the dad's heroism. Absolutely. I mean, this is the things that dads will do. They'll just put themselves in a dangerous situation where they know that it's probably not going to, turn out great just to save their kids. He's just gone into parent mode and tried to save his two daughters, and doing so cost him his life, Minns told reporters, the outlet said. The 2-year-old is doing well, and mom is very traumatized. I hope over time they can gain some small solace, knowing the father died in an extraordinary instinctive act of bravery, Minns said. That's not going to bring him or his little daughter back, but it shouldn't go unremarked upon. The face of a terrible, terrible accident, he added. Runwall and his wife, identified with a follow-up report as 39-year-old Poonam Runwall, were members of a tight-knit Indian community in the Sydney suburb of Coraga, the outlet said. This is where I need EU. I'm like, what is this word, and is this really a word? I don't know how the wife is going to cope with what happened, family friend Manisha Sadralukar told reporters. Losing a partner and a child in a traumatic experience like this is going to impact her whole life. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't imagine. Infosystem, a software company where Brunwell worked for the last 12 years, issued a statement Monday. Our prayers are with his wife, his other child, extended family, and colleagues, the statement said. We are providing every possible support to his family during this time of grief, and we are also in touch with local authorities. Police said the family had just stepped onto the platform at Sydney's Carlton station when the double stroller rolled away from them. The train, which was coming from Cronulla, was not scheduled to stop at the Carlton station and wasn't able to slow down in time, striking Runwall and one of his young daughters. I heard a woman screaming for her life. Please stop, eyewitness Laura Langlar told the reporters. I mean, he is an absolute hero. Sir, I hope you are with your other daughter and watching over your wife because I can't. But, when I think about it, I think my dad would have done the same thing. And I think there are people in our lives, maybe not your blood dad, but maybe a male friend or men out there that aren't even related to us. I mean, that'll go out and do these things, and women too. I mean, look, Paula Blart is not going to tar all of us with her anti-holsterisms, okay? But, I definitely like to showcase these stories. I know they're sad. They are really sad, but they put into perspective that kind of extraordinary everyday bravery that I think that sometimes gets lost when we're always worried about the, terrible political news and the catastrophization of everything. There are a lot of these stories about people doing extraordinary things with no thought of getting anything back or that'll even cost them their lives. But people do them every day. These are ordinary acts of heroism, and I love to showcase them even if they are sad. In FAFO, and I warned people, y'all, I had this talk with my flippin' HOA. Of course, I may have been wearing a wig at the time, so they did look at me strangely, and I believe I might have been wearing my dictum t-shirt, which says dictum when you act like a dick but then play the victim. So there might have been extenuating circumstances for which they did not listen to me with the authority that I deserve as a leader of the Church of Mo. But anywhoozle. A teen was shot by a homeowner after targeting a main house in Ding Dong Ditch prank. I have told the HOA, I'm like, we live in the country. People are wound the F up. I mean, this is an election year. This is not a political channel, but these are all factors. People have, like, from 2020, we have been living in current traumatic stress syndrome, okay? There is always something on the news that we have to be currently stressed about. People are on edge. You have to go from Pop Tarts to great value toaster pastries. All right, people are losing it. So I told my HOA, there's a fresh bunch of teens that are getting right to that shenanigans age. And I told my HOA, I was like, we need to talk to these kids about not doing this in a rural area. I understand that we're in like a neighborhood in a rural area, but this is not the area to play ding dong ditch in. Of course, they all looked at me like I was crazy. They just don't understand my genius. A teen was shot and wounded after a group of pals pulled a prank on a gun-toting Maine homeowner before dawn on Saturday, according to authorities. Vincent Martin, 30, allegedly opened fire on the teens after they targeted his house in a game of Ding Dong Ditch around 1 a.m., the Cumberland County Sheriff's Office said, according to the reports. After the teens knocked on the door of his Waterford house and fled, Martin opened the door and rattled off a few shots, striking one of the pranksters in his right calf. And I know I shouldn't be semi-giggling, but this is FAFO. And I think the homeowner's going to go down for this because you don't feel in fear for your life if someone's running away. I mean, I'm not Bronca, but I think that's pretty self-evident that you're not guarding your castle if someone's running away. But I'm not a legalologist, so ask Sarah Boone. After the teens knocked up, oh, sorry. The teenagers, oh, well, he looks like he's a service member. Bring in them kids' parents. Why are they doing this? The teenager, whose age and gender were not released by officials, walked into the hospital in stable condition. When authorities arrived, deputies found a trail of blood on the roadway and arrested Martin. He is facing felony charges of elevated aggravated assault, aggravated reckless conduct. Just You know what he should do? He should say, "I'm sorry. I saw Boogie 219 and I thought it was legal." I mean, it probably won't work, and I'm not a lawyerologist, but probably. Again, this is why I tell my boys, do we go on other people's property? No, we do not. Because I grew up, from about mid high school on in BFE, and you do not roll up on some people's houses in the middle of the night. This is not the land to do this. As well as two misdemeanor counts of discharging a firearm, the station reported. Uh, a new take on Ding Dong Ditch that's become an ongoing TikTok trend where teens bang or kick on a door and run away. They call it Door Knock Challenge. Again, I beg you, if you are a teen watching this, I don't quite understand why, because I don't know that my humor would appeal to you because I don't say on fleek enough, and I pretty much don't remember who One Direction is. But should you be a teenager, do not do this. And not in the ironic way like Kamala Harris is telling you. No, like a mama is telling you, do not do this. You are gambling with your life. People are on edge, okay? We just had an attempted unaliving of a president. This is not the time to go be an a-hole and pretend you are knocking down the door of someone. And I think I just lost power. I don't know. Am I still on? All right. Oh, okay. I have no idea what happened. Oh, okay, now we're back. Of course you get to hear people yelling for toilet paper because it's like cribs. If I would you shut my door please and get out?
I'm yelling.
I am a very professional YouTuber. I know you guys are in awe of my abilities and skills. Don't you worry. It is just as glamorous all the time. People shouting for toilet paper, you know, it's truly spritzer dreams and toilet paper wishes around here. Good evening, Roxanne McClelland. Yeah, again, if you are a teen, do not do this new pretend you are trying to kick the crap out of a door in prank, okay? It's not going to end pretty for someone, and I don't want to be the voice of reason. So just listen, okay? Now, my attendants on the Lord Chippy prep team, I'm going to need you guys to go ahead and start the nuclear reactor because we have some people to talk about. Shocking no one who's been paying attention, but unfortunately, the largest housing provider for migrant children allegedly engaged in pervasive SA, U.S. says. My shock, you can imagine. Employees of the largest housing provider for unaccompanied migrant children in the U.S. repeatedly SA'd and harassed children in their care for at least 8 years, the Justice Department said Thursday, alleging that a shocking litany of offenses that took place as the company amassed billions of dollars in government contracts. Southwest Key Programs Incorporated employees, including supervisors, raped, touched, or attempted to exchange money for those things, took pictures of unclothed children beginning in 2015 and possibly earlier, the Justice Department said in a lawsuit filed this week. At least two employees have been indicted on criminal charges relating to allegations since 2020. Well, it'd be great if maybe y'all weren't so hell bent on looking for, I don't know, parents who rented or who check out Little House on the Prairie. You could maybe Mike could find these people. I don't know, before 2015. I mean, you're only 9 years off. Don't beat yourself up about it, federal government. It was not immediately clear how many children are currently in Southwest Key's vast network of shelters across 3 states, which have room for more than 6,300 children. A Justice Department spokesperson declined to comment beyond the lawsuit's announcement when asked whether the department recommended that children be removed from the shelters or that the nonprofit's contracts be terminated. Okay, wait, so you're telling me we have these serious allegations, but the government's like, wait, we don't want to stop paying the money. Okay, all right. In some cases, Southwest Key employees threaten children to maintain their silence, the lawsuit states. In harassing these children, these Southwest Key employees exploited the children's vulnerabilities, language barriers, and distance from family and loved ones. In a statement, Southwest Key said it is reviewing the complaint and disputes the portrayal of its care of the children. The nonprofit organization is the largest provider of housing for unaccompanied minor children. And look, I'm a mom. I don't want anyone's kids, any kids anywhere getting hurt. And obviously, these places have had no overarching, regulation or too much or what the actual heck. Because I am about done with this. This has been an open secret. And you want to know what ticks me off? Well, y'all are going to hear what ticks me off. But I'm a simple person. I'm a Midwest mom. I like my side of ranch. I'm trying to defluffinate just a little bit. But you would think I would reach across the aisle and work with, may she rest in peace, not in peaches, in peace, Sheila Jackson Lee, who I don't personally care for, if she would say, we want to take care of these children, we want to make sure they're never going to get hurt again, we want to set up something safe for them, I would gladly work with someone from the freaking new socialist party if they said, look, we are working together only for this. We understand we will go about to thinking we are both morons at the end of this, but let's protect children. Why has protecting children become something that no one wants to fight for? I'm also, we have these political activists that are looking for, purpose, for justice, everything else. This is such a huge thing. I mean, imagine if all the energy that's been taken over for countries that aren't our own, if people woke up and saw the things that are going on in these places in our own country. It just irritates me because I know that these kids are out there suffering, and I don't care where they come from. They're here right now, and I don't like kids anywhere getting hurt. So it ticks me off, and it ticks me off that the government's like, look, we can't stop paying them. We don't know if they really were terrible. What if they were only a tiny bit terrible? Now, 2024 has revived my secret hopes of a face off too, because we have it, you guys. There truly is a secret hospital in the Philippines that will change your entire face to evade the police. I am here for John Travolta and Nick Nolte to play, or not Nick Nolte, Nicolas Cage to play each other again. That was the funnest movie. I think we need a face off too, the face offening, and just, I mean, Hollywood, feel free to make a sequel. I want it. It can be just as cheesy and ridiculous as the other one, but I want to see those two actors ham it up as each other again. Secret hospitals in the Philippines offer criminals surgical makeovers to evade the police, make you an entirely new person. Authorities in the Philippines have uncovered secret hospitals that offer plastic surgery for fugitives and scammers seeking to evade arrest, according to reports. You can create an entirely new person out of those, said Winston John Cassio, a spokesperson for the Presidential Anti Organized Crime Commission. You can get ball chins. I mean, police raided one such hospital in the southern burbs of Manila, leading to the discovery of a second hospital. Authorities sadly shut down both hospitals. Uh, you know, an anonymous tip told authorities that an unlicensed hospital was operating in Pasay, located just 5 miles south of the capital in Milan. An intelligence officer confirmed to the commission that the hospital existed, although it was initially framed as a standalone operation. I mean, far be it from me, and it's not a stock image. That's apparently the surgical room. Well, far be it from me to not want to have a facelift in a dental office, but you know, maybe when you are a felon, you're like, look, I need a root canal and a nose job. If I could get the laughing gas, I'm pretty sure I won't feel a thing. And my eyebrows waxed. I got a unibrow, and they're like, you're done. Oh my gosh, you guys, why am I because I am a child, my mind is instantly going to this scene in Team America World Police where they disguise the actor for his assignment acting. If you know, you know. The hospitals expand the country's increasing distressing Philippines offshore gaming. Oh, sorry. Authorities arrested 2 Vietnamese doctors, 1 Chinese doctor, and 1 Chinese pharmacist, and 1 Vietnamese nurse, finding that none of them possessed a license to practice medicine in the country. Very, very comforting. I know where I'm getting my one ab placed. Going to the Philippines. Gonna just get one ab. I'm not greedy. Just one. The hospitals expand the country's increasingly distressing Philippines offshore gaming operator, Pogo, which officials have alleged has ties to China. Pogo presents itself as an online casino, but has actually served as a front for a scam center with hundreds of workers, including Chinese nationals. Upon looking at the second hospital facility, I think I'll take the dental chair. Yeah, I think I'll take the dental chair, root canal, and boob job. Thank you so much. Because that looks like a gin rubby table, and no. Hospitals allegedly help Pogo worker or center workers completely change their appearances, including hair transplants, dentures, and skin whitening sessions if they need to disappear and avoid authorities. The commission found tools for these operations and many more during the raid in May, the South China Morning Post reported. They had an operating table and other aesthetic alteration procedures, such as dental implants, hair restoration, facial rejuvenation. Cassio said, if you bring all these together, you can create an entirely new person out of those. We know for a fact that these Pogo hospitals have no license and permits from the proper government regulatory agencies, he added. Cassio stressed, however, that these hospitals only help Pogo workers and not other types of criminals seeking to evade capture. Dang it, they have a membership card. They're like Costco and Sam's Club. This is the worst kind of discrimination. The kind against me. That's my favorite Bender quote. I love it. Futurama. He suggested there were a good number of these hospitals across the country. Well, there you go. Unless you work for Pogo, an online gaming company thing, a mabobber deal, looks like you're not going to get a face-off remake. In keep Lord Chippia going. Every parent's worst nightmare, swim coach receives decade-long prison sentence after SAing underage girls. Oh, Shizzy, no problems, and thank you so much. It was great. You missed the part where my computer fully rebooted in the middle of my stream, and I went away, and there was a blank screen except for my panel. On 2 plus sides, though, first, I didn't get as hysterically cursy as I would have when I first started, so I worked the problem just like a Navy SEAL, like Chandler Halderson would have done, and I was like, "Let's not get too panicked." And the second, I have the greatest people who watch me who will wait for my computer to reboot, and I lost power over here today. So, we just roll with the flow over on Mo's channel. You're well, thank you. At least I don't have CrowdStrike on my stuff because I don't do anything on my computer except look at news. Well, that's good. I had the best panel, everything worked out, so I was able to listen on the phone and try to do things. But those reboots take forever when Sir, you still have a double chin. Look, as a fluffy, we're gonna big-size this. Look, as a member of the Semi-Fluffy Americans Club, look, you put the camera a little higher than you, and then it never looks like you have a double chin. Doing one of these things when we still have the chinular area that's a thickness doesn't mean you don't have a double chin, you disgusting dumpster water douche. Anywho, just thought I'd now you know. The more you know. I need to clip that somewhere. Authorities in Colorado are lauding the courage of former elite swimmer who came forward 20 years after her coach SA'd her when she was a teenager. A judge sentenced 54-year-old John Bieber, really, sir, to 42 years to life in prison after a jury convicted him of abusing 3 teenagers on his swim team, according to Boulder District Attorney Michael Doherty. Again, just give him to the families. But that's just me. I mean, I don't know. The jury in April found him guilty on all 3 counts of SA on a child. Bieber was the coach of the swim club Boulder Swimming from 1997 to 2002. He left the team under allegations of inappropriate conduct with underage girls that surfaced and was confronted by parents, but no one alerted law enforcement. What parent? I mean, in the rise of the mega, millennial Karen mother, what honey badger mom did not call the cops? Because for his safety, okay, allegedly, let's just put this as a scenario. This is Mo's daughter. I am calling the cops. Actually, Mr. Mo is probably calling the cops while he's holding me while I go full rabid terrier, like, "Arr!" But it is probably safer for you to be behind bars than, running into my crazy behind in the middle of the street. Because I would not care if Hillbilly came out allegedly in Minecraft. I'm just saying, for your safety, sweetie, you might wanna be behind bars. Doherty said the investigation began nearly 20 years later when one of the victims came forward and wanted to know whether the statute of limitations had expired. Authorities began investigating and identified 3 victims. Prosecutors filed charges against Bieber in 2022, and cops arrested him in Georgia where he was living. Prosecutors say Bieber's coached teams in Albany, New York, Florida, and Atlanta. This lengthy prison sentence is the right outcome, as the judge noted this type of case is every parent's worst nightmare, Doherty said in a statement. Parents drop off kids for practice or school and hope that the adults in charge are not abusing their position of trust. This defendant did exactly that for years. It is only because of the victim's courage and perseverance that we were able to bring charges all these years later and secure justice for them and their families. And absolutely big, big props to the victim that stepped forward that, had carried this for 20 years, and it probably weighed on her soul, like, just a heavy black weight, and finally she stood forward, and that probably gave the courage to the other 2 victims to step forward. And now maybe we'll find out that, places in Albany, New York, and Florida, and Atlanta might have other victims. And sadly, those victims could have been stopped if the parents had said something. Again, I do not know why the parents didn't go to the cops because, again, like I said, it would be safer for you to be in a police station with a bunch of people guarding you. Just gonna leave that one out there allegedly in Minecraft. But again, I only just started working out with my little electric punch thing, so, it's gonna take me a couple years to get to full on, running up the steps and doing the Rocky thing, so, not writing checks I can't cash yet. I may float a check for a couple years down the line, though. Bieber is also accused of being inappropriate with girls he coached at the Dynamo Swim Club in Atlanta area from 2008 to 2010. Though he is not facing additional charges, Atlanta CBS affiliate spoke to a swimmer who described his alleged behavior. When we would gather around to do sets, he would sometimes get a little closer and it would feel physically uncomfortable being in a swimsuit and everything, said an unidentified woman now in her 30s. He would pat me on the back for no reason and stroke my shoulders. He did that to a lot of female. Okay, were there no dads in the stand? Because again, there had to be one red meat, Pabst Blue Ribbon, red hat somewhere, dad, or even dad that drinks soy lattes, listens to NPR, but was like, did that man just pat my daughter? Oh, hell no. I mean, there had to be someone that saw something because moms get that creepo radar. Anywho, in possibly one of the most amazing stories of 2024. And it's kind of morbid, and I don't know why this makes me so happy because it's really kind of odd. But some absolute legend and some absolute, well, real life memer. Iconic TV pitchman Billy Mays honored with OxyClean bottle at his gravestone 15 years after his death. Now, if you grew up in the early aughts, late 90s, you knew this man as the man that could sell you OxyClean, Ginsu knives, and an onion chopper without suspenders like Ron Popeil. He was the Ron Popeil of my generation. But whoever the legend is that left a bottle of OxyClean on his, as long as it doesn't bother the family. But wait, there's more. A fan of the legendary television pitch guy, Billy Mays, skipped the flowers during a visit to his gravesite and instead left a bottle of OxyClean, the cleaning product that made Mays a household face across the 2000s. Quote, just got to Pittsburgh and someone left OxyClean at my dad's grave. Mays' son, Billy Mays III, wrote on X Monday after visiting his father's grave at the cemetery. Oh, so it looks like, they kind of got the joke. Mays III included the photo from the grave where a spray bottle of OxyClean was perched on the pedestal of his tombstone. The grave itself was a proper memorial for Mays, including an etched illustration of him flashing his signature thumbs up in the OxyClean shirt, referring to him not only as a beloved husband and son, but a pitchman. Mays died in 2009 at the age of 50 from a heart attack at his Florida home, and a subsequent autopsy found a little bit of nose pump, if you got what I'm saying, was a contributing factor in his death that exacerbated heart disease he was already suffering from. But his family contested the finding, calling it and subsequent reports of addiction speculative, according to NBC News. A subsequent medical examiner's report found that the clams did not contribute to his death, but also didn't refute that he did some, clamming. Mays came to prominence as a loud talking salesperson for products like OxyClean, Orange Glow, Kaboom, and Mighty Putty. The Pittsburgh native, he learned the art of hawking after moving to Atlantic City in his 20s and found himself competing with old-timer salespeople pitching their products on the Atlantic City boardwalk. He honed the craft while traveling the country for sales shows before breaking into television in the 90s and establishing himself as a pop culture icon. His thick dark hair and beard were a characteristic as a name brand the name brand work shirts he wore during his commercials. He became synonymous for many late night television commercials after regular programming had ended and stretches of infomercials dominated the airwaves until daybreak. Mays was not only a beloved television pitchman to have a brush with controversy. Vince Offer, widely known as the ShamWow guy, was arrested in 2009 after getting in a physical altercation with a lady of the evening who had bitten his tongue. Wait, you mean that annoying ShamWow guy has to pay women to... No, I think I answered my other question. The maths. I can see why the annoying ShamWow guy would have to maybe pay a woman. He's like, "Hi, my name is what's his face, and I have a ShamWow." And I'm like, "Get your headset off, you weirdo." Do you think he had the headset on asking for a friend? I mean, welcome, Slidey Pie. And what I can only imagine is Sal's new hobby. I'm going to send this to him. 2024, look, 2020 broke some people, y'all. I just can't. I cannot. What is this? I made soap from my own body fat like real life Fight Club. Some call it disgusting, but this is next level recycling. Look, sweetie, when I said get a hobby, I did not mean this. I really, really didn't. No, when moms say get a hobby or go do something, we never mean this. Just as advice. Is it Soylent Clean? A Connecticut man is drawing comparisons to Brad Pitt's character in Fight Club after converting his own body fat into soap. I have questions. I have a lot of questions that I alternately do and don't want answered for my fragile hold on sanity. Hello, Squid Pro Quo. You are just in time to deal with this headline that I think has broken me. I make soap from my own body fat like real life Fight Club. And he's proud of it. And apparently he does it in an ice cream blender. What is wrong with people? Look, y'all want final form Jesus? This is how we're going to get final form Jesus, all right? Making soap out of our own droppings. What are we doing in? A Connecticut man there we go. He also posted a gruesome TikTok video detailing the entire grisly process from body to bar. Oh, God. Quote, some find the video funny, while others find it outright disgusting. Robert Topley, 23, told Crater's news agency of his Soylent Green-esque recycling scheme. I'm sorry. The influencer, who frequently shares bizarre clips for his 1.5 million followers on TikTok, explained in the clip he'd gotten the ideas after getting 400 cc's of fat removed during a liposuction procedure. Wait a minute. Wait, I could not keep and mount my effing fallopian tubes that have been through 6 children, and this MFer got to keep his butt fat? I am launching a complaint because if I don't get to mount the 2 things that, did the most heroic jobs in my body, I swear what did he tell him, like, "No, you guys, I'm gonna go home and make soap with it." No, it's totally not weird. No, I don't have a basement with a dungeon. Why do you ask? I mean, yeah, okie dokie. They were gonna throw it away as medical waste, recalled Topley while moonshining his self-made concoction on camera, but I asked if I could keep it because I've always wanted to make soap and didn't want to waste perfectly good fat. It Yeah, just it I find myself thinking the same thing David Spade did, or David Spade's character did in Tommy Boy. Did you eat lead paint chips as a child, allegedly in Minecraft? I have a lot of random thoughts. None of them are collecting my lipo fat to make soap. I mean, I have a lot of things I wanna do. I wanna take, a belly dancing class, maybe, one of those pole dancing classes where they teach you something, or in my case, I get to explain to a doctor why I have a broken leg and an inverted pelvis. But, I mean, the weirdest thing about me is I probably want an MC a furry dance contest. I have never once thought of liquefying my own fat to make, guest soaps. The blubber scrubber was whipping up a more gruesome version of tallow soap, which is created by combining sheep or cow marbling with sodium hydroxide, more commonly known as lye. The resultant cleaner is known as sodium tallowate, helps clean one's skin and hair by helping water mix with dirt and oils so it can more easily clean them off. With a in the macabre cooking tutorial, the DIY soap maker can be seen pouring 400 cc's of himself. Okay, New York Post. This is the internet. Um, you should indicate his fat cells because when you say 400 cc's of himself, well, Imma let you in on a dirty secret from the internet, but we are all a little gutter-minded, so we probably didn't go to fat first as a thought with that. Into a pot of lye and cutting in vanilla essential oils and rose petals for scent. Okay, so let me get this straight. You're using your own fat. Are you not gonna use dude smells like musk and leather and amber and deeper scents like that? No, you're going with frickin' vanilla and rose petals? Sir, look, I'm I'm a mama at heart, and let me tell you that I'm sure that your mama wants grandbabies too, and going up to a woman or a man and saying, "You know what I do when I'm at home? I make my own soap out of me." That's not gonna get her any grandbabies. This is not the hobby you need. Please take up weightlifting. Signed, everyone in America. Uh, so it does leather up. He has successfully cleaned himself with himself. I you guys, I don't know. I think this one has broken me. Oh, yeah, again, I just can't imagine that they let him keep medical waste. Sweetie, just go to the gym, get a Nordic track, get a Bowflex like every dude in his 18s gets, the $19 a month, and it'll be a clothes rack in like 2 or 3 months. Get you one of them. I mean, get you one of them Chuck Norris, full body weight, gyms. Just stop making soap. for humanity's sake. This is why we are the Australia of the universe. Stop doing this. We are the neighborhood in the galaxy where all the aliens lock their cars and speed around. Stop. Um, in our final story, because if you thought that was weird, I got nothing, y'all. Uh, but like I promised, it's no hearing talk, so there you go. My son went to prom inside a body bag, and it was a brilliant stunt his classmates will never forget. I I have no words, you guys. People have lost the plot. To be fair, if I had had this idea with some really cool parents when I was in prom or when I was prom aged, totally would have done it. Absolutely, full shebang, gotten a Hearst, the whole deal. That being said, what has happened to people? This gag was dead on arrival. A UK teen raised some eyebrows at his high school prom after arriving at the bash in a body bag as part of a macabre stunt. They'll think of it for years to come, the boy's mom, Laura Jamieson, 38, who helped orchestrate the goof, told Kennedy News. Her son Lucas, who's in 11th grade, had reportedly wanted to make a memorable entrance to the dance in a body bag, as everyone does. I mean, you could roll up in a carriage or, on one of them hoverboard things, which honestly, I would be impressed because I don't know how anyone stays up on that. Hey, you could ride in on a unicycle, but no, body bag is how you decided to go. Okay, I give up. I don't understand the world anymore. You guys, I can't. What in the and you've got guys in balaclavas pulling you out of the minivan. Your mom's back there taking pictures of you emerging from your cocoon-like body bag as a beautiful Mothman you are. Is the entire world on gummies? I'm just asking for a friend because this makes no sense. I love that their girlfriends and their hair's all messed up. Their girlfriends are pissed. Okay, I know this is oh, thank you, Slidey Pie. Okay, I know this is in the UK, but what is with this, like, Mo haircut right here where we've got just the half bowl? Like, mom didn't even have a big bowl to do your bowl haircut, so she had to use, like, the mini baby bowl. What is this with after ruling out hiring a helicopter, the youngster decided being thrown out of a van like a corpse was his next best, option. Uh, his mom dubbed it a brilliant idea. It was always really good to be original and think of something different, gushed the mother of four, who ordered 3 body bags. Amazon Prime Day. Get your body bags now. What in the hell is going on? You can just order them? I you got what is go okay. And balaclava masks for the bag transporters in preparation for her son's grand entrance. And she's over here yelling at him, "You're going as a body for Halloween too. I am not buying two Halloween outfits. I am not buying 2 costumes." I have I have no idea. I'm gonna have to look it up as soon as the stream is over. I have no idea. However, Laura, an autism support officer, feared she might get into trouble for procuring such suspicious items, explaining, "If someone was watching me, I probably would have had the police come round." Lucas's friends were initially reticent about performing the bizarre stunt. However, they eventually agreed after he told them they couldn't accompany him to prom if they didn't participate. Ahead of the party, the Brit's mom informed the teachers of their plans so they could take pictures and presumably so they wouldn't call the authorities. Yeah, again, this is maybe not the time to be showing up at high school functions with body bags. I'm just throwing it. Why did I read that as corpse composting bags? And I was like, probably. I'm gonna have to let Mr. Mo know I've got his funeral all planned out and we can get it on Prime. Oh, good night, nurse. Ahead of the party, oh, there we go. When the big day arrived on July 6th, Lucas's stepdad, Dean Jameson, and two of their friends donned the balaclavas, drove them to the venue, and helped them get inside their body bags. They then took the faux corpses out of the bag and or back and laid them on the ground before they unzipped them, and the suit and glasses clad lads popped out like a boy band and at the start of a music video, as seen on a Facebook video. It's safe to say they had a gag in the bag. No, it's not. Please don't ever say that again. Everyone said it was the best entrance they'd ever seen. All the teachers said it was absolutely original, gushed Laura. Okay, ma'am, Laura, this is not your homework project. I'm reading Helicopter Mom for 8,000, Alex. Like when she calls the teacher to make sure we got an A because she wrote his report. I'm just throwing it out there. She sounds very, very supportive, but also very, very helicoptery to me. So there you go. Between body bags and fat soap and Billy Mays, if your bingo card didn't break tonight, well, then I don't know that the stories get get any better than that. I mean, so I'm just saying, if your bingo card still survived, there's always tomorrow. I will see you at 8 a.m. And, we'll all just try to survive. Please don't make your own soap and be safe on the internet. Erin Olivia is like, I had body fat soap. I had Billy Mays, OxyClean bottle on his grave and, body bag to prom. Have a good evening, guys. I will see you in the morning. Bye, guys.